Good afternoon, ladies and gents. Greg here again with another update on the buddy build between me and Paul. I'm still plugging away at it. I've been doing bits and pieces, getting there now, so I should have it finished before the end of February, which is the closing date for the heavy tanks and heavy weapons group build hosted by Joachim and Marcus. Yeah, so far what I've been doing is messing about basically. Yes, I doing the figures. Yes, I doing these. This one's about finished. This one here. These have all just got the block colours in at the moment. They're all right. Not bad little figures. Once I get them finished, I did a little strap to the one there with the gun belt. I did that. Just need to alter his face slightly. He's got a bit of a white nose, but that's no problem. I'll just sort that. Yeah, they're coming along. They're coming along nicely. They shall fit nicely into the diorama. Oh, there's a head. It's fallen off. One of the heads. Just got it blocked in. This not finished by a long shot yet. All these other ones. The first one is just about. Right. We don't need to look at the wheels. And that's the. You've seen all these don't need to be seen again. Okay. Oh, we'll start with these the tracks. These are the spare track links and the holders to go on the front, which I'm going to start on these. These are not finished, obviously they've got to go onto the front of the vehicle. And the actual holders are pushed through the tracks and fit to the tank destroyer, I should say. Yeah, they're quite nicely fit. I say I've probably done too many of those, but you know, at least I'll have enough just to fit in. Just go in these holes. There's two twos in the centre of the vehicle, and there's two single ones on the outside of it. I'll show you when we get to the actual main part of the update. I finally done finished the wheels. Just need a matte coat. These are done now, so sprockets done. That's about finished. That one just needs maybe a bit more silver on the teeth. So we've got you can see I've got a bit of snow effect on it as well, and at the rear as well I've just got the mud. Back. The small return rollers, I've been doing the same sort of way as well. Obviously I've got the steel effect from the wheels going on the track from the track. I don't use paint or the lead pencil. I use this stuff if I can get it off here without anything else falling down. You've seen it before and you've seen me use it before. I use this metallizer, just a powder, and I put it on with a one of these here. It's cotton buds with a flat end and an oval end on there, and I usually use them. And the more you polish, the shinier it becomes, as I say. So, and then we've got the wheels, the normal wheels, and including the idler, all the same on this vehicle. Yeah, we've got all them. And there's the actual effect with the polishing powder. Get a nice end result on there. So we've got all these. So they all just need a matte coat now, and they'll be ready to go into the vehicle when I finish what I'm doing. Tracks I haven't done yet. I've done a lot of work on the actual vehicle since you've seen it last. Yeah, I've done a lot of the weathering, as you can see. Still isn't finished, got the back to finish yet. All this need mud to come, more mud to go bare, like dollops of mud to go on the back. Engine deck's been done and weathered. You know, as you can see, the side skirts, I've got soil. It's actually more soil from my garden on there. I've added the fuel tanks as well, just one on each side. I left some of the damaged ones and the circle just left into the where the other one was. And I've done the exhausts as well, if you can see those. There we go. They're all finished. And on this side we have the runoff from the the runoff from the exhaust, because they spluttered a lot of oil out as well. So you can see you've got a bit of a few splotches there of the oil, which is shinier, and same again with the actual exhaust itself. On there. On the lid we've got the hatches, apart from one which haven't been finished yet. Well, I'll show you that actually, it just needs putting on. We've got that, and a bit of weathering on the back, so I didn't even show you the back properly, did we? We've got a bit of a mud splatter up there. Need more yet, because I've got to say, once I get the wheels on I can do a bit more on there again. And this side underneath, I've got the weathering underneath, splattered mud on. Last thing I did was use a I think they're, oh yes, this stuff here, Aqualine, which is non-existent, that wilder stuff. Let it down, touch slightly with a touch of water, because it's acrylic. And then we go over new splatters with different colours, including that one as well. And I've even taken some of this dark earth out of the pot and let it down with a touch of water again, and use that as a splatter effect as well. So it's getting there. Sorry you can't really see what I'm doing. So I've got that there. It's just about finished up. You're not going to see obviously a lot of that when the wheels are on, but I know it's there. This side isn't finished. It needs a splatter on the back of there, yeah, sorry. It needs all the splatter on the back, on there. And I set it on the front, but then I stopped doing it because I need to put the tracks on there first. And then I can carry on. A bit of snow down the bottom there, so it's clinging on for dear life. The barrel isn't centred, but like I say, it's traversing. That's my excuse anyhow. It's just slightly off, but I'm not too bothered about that. Yeah, so I'm quite happy with the weathering. So this is soil I put in the, when the wife was out, I put it in the oven and dried it out. And then passed it through a sieve, and I've got 3 different gradings of it, so it'll last quite a while. I'm quite happy with that. Quite happy. And I'd say I added this back onto the fender thing at the front. It's been snapped off, so I added part of that back into there, and you can see with the damage as well, with the twisty piece of metal on there. And on the same side again we have a twisted piece of metal again on the rear. This one's tucking down a bit slightly. Excuse me. I still have a chest infection, unfortunately, but this time I'm on a stronger antibiotics and seem to be working this time. So I've got 1 day left, so I'll see what happens. I hope I don't get it again. Bloody horrible. Yes, I'm happy with how things are going on this one. I've got the periscopes in. Don't know if you can see into there, this part here. I've got the periscope in there. They're not clear ones, but I've made them the best look I can. And on the front, the loaders. Might not be able to get the barrel through there actually. Oh, I can. You can see the loaders hatch as well. This one here, that's done. And I've also now broken that off, haven't I? Bollocks, never mind. A little part off the end of the barrel. I'll have to see if I've got a spare one. Oh dear, never mind, I'll find it when it's just gone now, probably when I've passed it through there. I'll have a look after. No big deal, I can find another one from somewhere in PE. But yeah, so I'm happy to see it's coming along. Oh, so let's do the sprocket I've just put on there just to see how it fitted, because these are the metal ones from the frill model tracks, which is going on here as well. So see again, it's a nice fit on there. See, I haven't touched the tracks yet. They'll be next once I get the wheels on and the splatter effect on this side done, and built up the mud along the back of here and here, and the tracks on the front. And I've got to put the 2 hatch covers on there, and the machine gun, I can never remember it again, Dansk, or whatever it is, Dansk, I can't pronounce it, the Russian machine gun, or something, whatever it is. So that's got to be added on there as well, with the and a little aerial to go in this part here, which I don't supply with anything in the kit. I'll see if I can scratch build something to go into there a little bit. Let me see the engine deck. You're not going to see all of it, because some of it's going to be covered up with stowage, as you know. But I'm going to mess around with that sometime today and to see what the best fit's going to be on it. Yeah, so it's coming along. Very happy with it. So I'll just pop that back up there, out of the way, didn't get damaged. And also, yeah, I did add some paint runs as well on the camo pattern as well. I did add some paint runs, you can see on top of the cover on the mantlet there. I did a few more on there, and some more on this side as well. Yeah, any in the front? Yeah, there's a couple of small ones on the front. Got to finish off the shell impacts. They're not quite finished yet, but they're not far off. And I've also added the tools since last time. I never showed you I added the tools as well. They're fairly straightforward. There's only 3 items to go on. I'm not sure about the lights on the rear. I presumed these little ones on the back by the fuel cans. See these little ones? Excuse me. These little ones, there we go, just in front of the fuel can there. I presume they're the lights, so I've just put a little dollop of chrome on there, and then a little bit of clear red, and the ones got covered in mud, so I'll have to just give that a slight wipe off so you can see it. But yeah, so yeah, I think that's it really, isn't it? Nothing else to say and show you on that I've done. So we're getting there, should be finishing the next week or so. Anything else? I think that's it where we are now. Figures to finish, tracks to go on, rather the other side of the vehicle. I should really show you how I do it. It's no different from anybody else, so, but I will show people, not so much on the next build, but probably the build after, how I sort of do my version of the underneath. There's that many people do different ways. You've got different stuff to use. I've used my own soil. I've used this stuff as well, this dark, mix that in with a bit of the dark earth, and use these aqua products and this stuff as well for oil. Runs on the wheels and things like that to smoke, which I actually use on the because it's got a gloss finish. This is what I do in the splatter effect. It produces the oil deposits on the from the exhaust. Anything else on there? I think it did. Oh yeah, I was going to show you the hatches that's got to go on. Yep, these 2 hatches that's going to go on. So I've done the inside. I found an old periscope, so I've added that to the inside because this one's going to be open. So you can see we've got that on there as well. So that's going to be sitting on the one end, and then the other side. These are finished. I think they just need a bit of quick touch up, but yeah, they'll be alright. Once they're on there, they'll be finished, and they should look okay. And I've got the mud scrapers to add to the where the sprocket goes as well, but I'll put them on after I've got the sprockets. I'm forever knocking them off, so I've took them off for now. Yeah, I think that's where we are. So the next update should be a final reveal, I reckon. So I'm not doing a dio for this at the present moment in time, but I'll come back to it and I probably will do something with it. But the next build is a dio and a vehicle as well. In fact, 2 vehicles. But that's all I'm saying at the moment. So I say once again, thank you very much for stopping by and viewing, and I hope you're all having a good weekend, or start of the weekend, as it's Friday. I say welcome to my new subscribers. I hope you stick around, and to the old ones, thank you very much for all the kind comments and help with one thing and another. So thank you very much, and this is Greg signing off, and we'll see you very, very shortly.